with some questions. You ready?
I am.
Okay, Dash, are you gonna take the lead?
I will take the lead. Hey, Parks, good to see you tonight. I want to ask you, other than the obviously the home run, when you're in that situation, tie game, team high, whatever, you always hear coaches and players too talk about slowing the game down, slowing that heart rate in key spots, key opportunities. Kind of, I want to ask you about that. How you kind of approach that type of thing in this particular instance tonight? What you did to kind of set yourself up for success that you did with that home run.
No, I mean, I think I definitely agree with you. I think in that spot in the 10th, I definitely slowed down a little bit because, I mean, as y'all know, the bat before that, it was three
Yeah.
fastballs, struck out, and I think I was really sped up. I kind of caught myself guessing a little bit. So, I think the biggest thing that really slowed me down was just the pitching staff. They really kind of, I mean, after the first inning, they just absolutely shut them down, and that was huge for us. And so that was kind of just a deep breath in itself, knowing that the pitching staff had our back as hitters and we were going to come through. So I think definitely by the 10th, I was really slowed down and, ready to get a good pitch to hit.
And just from a standpoint too, for the team standpoint, I mean, this is a team I know that was you know, everybody was kind of, I think, fair to say, was kind of pressing a little bit with the bats, leading up to the late innings there, and then Riley gets a big hit, there to tie the game. Then you get the home run. When you come through like that, is that something that hopefully anyway that kind of can carry over? Teams get, y'all get more confidence and be able to come through in those type of situations.
No, I definitely think so. And I think baseball has so much to do with kind of just the mental part of the game is huge. And I think, if you think you're going to get the hit, if you think you're going to make the play, you're going to make the play. And if you don't think that way, then, you might be not as successful. So I think, just the confidence, this will definitely help our confidence level of the team because we know, I mean, as Coach Daly talked about, we're a really good team. And so we need to have confidence and we need to have confidence in ourselves. So I think this will just be a big boost heading into the weekend just to get that W, which is huge.
And I know Corey's still waiting to get back, but I just wonder how much you guys talk about, if any, being that kind of 1-2 combo, that the Bash Brothers, whatever you want to call it. That I mean, because potential. I mean, you guys obviously great high school careers, did great things. In travel ball, elite team elite and all that kind of thing. Y'all talk about what y'all could possibly do as a tandem.
I mean, it's definitely something that we, down the line we can hope to be really successful. I mean, as I've mentioned before, Corey's such a good hitter and he does such a good job having confidence in the plate and trusting himself. So I think definitely, down the line we definitely thought about that. But also, I mean, we're really focused on this year, and
Yeah.
we know we got a really really good team, and we got some really. Well, I think we're really lucky this year to have some really good veteran presence in the locker room. With Mason Meadows, Riley King, CJ Ryan, just all those guys, Cheney, just they've been through it. And so I think I'm really fortunate to be able to learn from them, just kind of how they go about their business. And I think, Corey is doing all the freshmen are for that fact. And so I think, we're really just taking advantage of that experience right now, and to build upon that for the years to come.
Oh, thanks, man.
Okay, next we're gonna go on to Jed May.
Hey Parks, this is your eighth career game, and you hit a home run to win it. When you round third and see your entire team there at the plate waiting for you, they're throwing water on you, all that kind of stuff. Just take me through the emotions of that 90 feet when you're running to the plate and jumping into that dog pile there.
It's a special moment. Just kind of something you dream about, when you commit here to play in the SEC and play it at such a great school like Georgia. It's something that you definitely dream about. And so, it was awesome. I mean, my adrenaline was running, my energy was up, and just kind of seeing all the smiles on my teammates' faces, just really got me excited. Because it was a lot of fun. It was a great moment.
And Coach Daly was talking about your approach to hitting is rare as a freshman. You were good at a lot of things that really can't be taught as far as baseball IQ, that type of thing. Just how would you, I guess, evaluate yourself when you came here about what you did well as far as your approach to hitting it, and where do you think you've grown since the fall in that respect?
I think I've always just kind of just been naturally strong. I was just lucky enough to just kind of be just naturally pretty strong and just hitting and just having good bat speed and stuff. And I think the biggest thing I had to do when I got here was just kind of refine that strength. And because there's so much more to hitting just than just being strong. I mean, as you see all the time. Um, so I think the biggest thing in the fall was just establishing my approach. And I mean, I'm still doing that because I mean, the two bats before the last at bat, um, I foul off a fastball and then swing at a low off speed pitch. And you can't really do anything with those pitches. And so that last at bat, I took that one off speed pitch for a strike, I think. And so it's still a working process, but I think the biggest thing is just the approach, just knowing what you want to do with the ball, because there's some strikes that you can't do what you want to do with it. I mean, just because it's a strike doesn't mean you can drive it. And so I think just the biggest thing is, especially as we get in SEC play, I mean, I'm just learning. I learned from it last weekend, and just going into the future, just knowing what you want to do, knowing what pitch you want to hit, and knowing what you're looking for is just the biggest thing that I've been working on and continue to work on.
Thank you.
Okay, next we're going to go to Davis Baker.
And yeah, kind of going off that, Parks, just like you starting these last 2 weeks, how much has that helped you from where you were at that point to where you are now, and just with your approach and just playing in the field?
I think it's huge. I mean, I think if you look at my first weekend against Lipscomb, I think it was the second game. My first two at bats, I grounded double plays, and my first one was in a really big spot. And before the game, our approach off that lefty against Lipscomb was leave the off-speed pitches down because he wants you to hit swing and he wants you to ground to a double play. And I did that twice. And so I think I mean that was that was not good, and it hurt the team. But having that experience and learning from that, I think I've definitely come a long way from there. I think my approach has gotten better. And I think just in general, like any sport and anything, like the more action you get, the kind of your nerves calm down and you kind of know what you want to do and you feel more comfortable. And so I think the same thing in the field, just kind of the more ground balls you get and the more different opportunities you have, just really calm you down and really, just kind of keep your heart rate down and keep your blood pressure down. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, next we're going to go to Tori Heck.
Hey Parks, Coach Daly mentioned how you kind of came to UGA with a lot of the hitting talent that you have, and that he feels like a large part of that was the hitting coach that you had previously. Who is that hitting coach, and would you agree with that sentiment?
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. I mean I've had a multitude of guys. I mean I was I played at 6'4" and then I played at team elite, and so each year I wouldn't necessarily think that I had one specific guy. I think it was kind of just a group of guys coming together. I was fortunate to have Danny Praga 6'4", Ryan Sterling, Brandon Crumley, Brad Boris, Jamie Crane. All those guys are all they're in this profession because they're really smart and really good at what they do. And so I think learning from all of them, all of their different minds and what they think and stuff has really helped me just kind of become the hitter that I've become and hopefully continue to be.
And from all those combined minds, what is the approach that you take kind of anytime you go up to the plate?
I think it's kind of the same thing where just get a pitch you can drive and handle. Is kind of just have an approach and know what you want to do, because at times when you get caught guessing is kind of you're not going to be successful. Just kind of knowing what you want to do. Maybe even though that curveball is a strike, you're not going to swing at it because that's not what you want to do with that pitch. I think just having an approach and sticking to it is huge.
And Coach Taylor said the one thing you've really worked on with your hitting here at UGA has been just getting your timing down a little bit more. What has that process been like?
It's been. I mean, obviously you can call us a pitcher, start throwing a lot harder, and it's an adjustment for high school. I mean, I remember my first scrimmage here in the fall. I think I struck out 2 or 3 times just because I was sped up and just wasn't, didn't have my approach yet. And so I think that's just kind of been talking. I mean, really getting in my leg because I've been kind of lost my lower half a little bit. I would try to rush my hands and get caught kind of rolling over balls. And I think Coach Shelley does a great job, working and having just picking the spot in the pitcher when to start your swing. And I think that's helped me a lot. And so just start a little bit earlier than you think you have to. And so I've really been working on that recently.
Okay, we have time for one last question with Parks, and then I'll be for Catherine.
Hey Parks, so I can imagine it would be easy to get down on yourself as you don't have any hits in the first 9 and your team isn't really producing much. So what are you telling yourself when you're stepping up to the plate for the 5th time in such a big position?
I think just the biggest thing was I'd already seen him before, and I probably had my worst at bat of the night off him be a bat before. So I kind of knew what he was going to come with. And so my biggest thing was just take a deep breath and relax. Like we grinded to get in this position. The pitching staff did a great job. Riley King, I mean, as you all know, pretty much put the team on his back the first 9 innings, just offensively with his approach. And so just the biggest thing was, this is a big spot, and just calm down, just get your heart rate down, and you know what you want. And I was looking for a fastball, and so I just needed to be ready for that pitch.
Okay, thanks, Parks. Congrats on the